anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Hey everybody, Optimus Prime here, back with another video. Now, as you can see, we are in a different location. I'm in Ohio now, so I'm going to school in Ohio. But that is not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is, in fact, my YouTube anniversary. Yes, I started my channel with my very first video, September 23rd, 2010. And that is on, as you see, Masterpiece Skywarp. Now, technically, this is my 14th year on YouTube, but my revamp to the new style was done September 10th, 2015, and I missed that one. So I technically have two anniversaries. But anyway, we will get on to watching my first video, and we will be doing some commentary after it. So here we go.
Evening everybody, Optimus Prime here, and this is my Transformers review debut. Yes, my first Transformers review that I've ever done.
Technically a lie, I did a video before that, but I can't remember what it was on. I was like eating chicken wings through it, and it was very weird. It was not a good video. And even back then, I knew it was not good, so I scrapped it and started over with Masterpiece Skywarp, which at the time was my biggest Transformers purchase ever. I basically stuck to Deluxes and Voyagers and Scouts and things like that before then.
Now, this isn't the first Transformers review that I filmed. I have filmed several. In fact, I filmed this guy before I knew what I was doing. And it was 4 parts. So hopefully this time it won't be 4 parts, but knowing me probably, just because of the way I transform him and the rabbit trails I get off on. Woohoo!
Yeah, nothing's really changed in my style of videos. I actually remember I was in this room. This is my room, the review I started in, the room I started in. I was in that room, my gosh, for a long time. Even before I started doing YouTube. Now, one thing you won't notice is I am actually not at a desk. What it is there's a desk off to my right that's an old, like, solid oak desk. And then what I'm on is actually a door. It was laid down and set on top of a filing cabinet, so it made another desk. So I had basically an L-shaped desk to work from to do my reviews and stuff. So, yeah.
But yes, this is the first video that's going up on YouTube. I am now an official Transformers reviewer.
Yeah, you said
I am 18. I live in...
Was I 18? 2010. Maybe. I feel like I was younger than that, but I feel like I was saying I was 18, but I wasn't. Anyway.
18 and I live in my parents' basement. I do Transformers reviews.
Move on.
I'm not old enough to move out. Yes, I guess, because I'm only 17.
Aha! 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 Caught. Liar. I said I was 18 and I'm really only 17. C'est la vie. I hate this video with a passion, though you can see in this frame my mandolin on my bed, which... Anyway.
But...
Oh, and next to me, on what would be my right, is a keyboard, I believe.
Anyway.
You could hear everything in that house. And even to this day, you can hear, if someone is talking in the living room, you can hear it in the basement. The walls are very thin in that house. So that's what that little, should have cut it out, but at the time I didn't have like any editing experience whatsoever, as we'll see.
That's neither here nor there. Anyway, my first Transformer review. I thought about this guy for a long time. I figured what better way to bring in my reviewdom than reviewdom.
Yeah, the pacing is really bad, but that shirt that I'm wearing, I think is actually, it was a custom shirt. It has my name on the side there. But oh my gosh. The Bumblebee, that Bumblebee is actually, I think it's still on my brother's wall, up in his room above me. Not here, but in there.
Yeesh. Not good. Then to do Masterpiece Walmart exclusive
Way to
Masterpiece
slam it on the
Skywarp
desk there.
25th.
Slam it on the desk and record. Because I wasn't recording through a fancy webcam or anything like that. It was just a $5 Logitech, I think it was, that was just clipped. There's a fly in here. A Logitech that was just like set on top of my monitor, and it was one of those big, fancy, thick ones too. But I was only using Movie Maker that used to come with Windows computers at the time, and you might be able to see it if you look in the reflection of this box. But yeah, it was just crazy. And I was watching a lot of Diancis at the time, who did a lot of one-shot reviews. He just did press record, yammer through the review, hit end, upload. But the thing that Diancis did that I didn't do, and relatively still probably don't, is make it interesting. It's very hard to make things interesting when you're 17. So.
Whoops, 25th anniversary.
Yeah. 1984 to, what is that, 2000? Well, it would have been 2014? No, 2000. Anyway. Because this was uploaded in 2010, but I can't read what the numbers are. We're coming up on the 40th anniversary, I believe, of Transformers now, so.
Very big figure. Might actually have to go back to the one that's up here, but
I was talking about camera placement, I believe. Mostly because it was on my monitor, and the tower was actually taller than the monitor, so I would have had to move my camera up.
to that. Box, very nice box.
There it is. There, you can see Movie Maker in the reflection. That is crazy. Anybody else miss Movie Maker? I do.
I may have to stop talking so you can actually see the whole thing, but
Yeah, shut up. And let us see.
very lovely box. See it
It's
through.
still-
Walmart only.
Still one of my favorite figures, Masterpiece Skywarp. This is where I think my love of Skywarp began, was this review and just seeing him on the shelf and just seeing how beautiful they looked. Incidentally, I do have another Masterpiece Skywarp, not this one because my sister ended up breaking this one.
Sticker. I pretty much kept this guy in mint condition because I might want to sell him someday.
I don't know why I brought that up.
Anyway,
I think because he was broken, I ended up just giving him away. Can't remember if I gave him to Luke or if I just tossed him. I can't remember.
very nice box art right there. Very, very cool. So,
stop
I will
talking
get him
about
out of his box. Then go over the figure itself. This guy, when I first got him, when I first saw him, was a
This is just going to be about my finding Masterpiece Skywarp, and I do remember how I found him. Honestly, I don't watch these videos a lot because they're very boring.
about $60 to $70 at Walmart. And I was like, man, that'd be sweet to have him as my first Masterpiece toy. My first Transformers Masterpiece. But, needless to say, I didn't have $60 when I was 16. This guy's been out like 2 years now, I think, something like that. When it first came out, I wanted to buy him just because the box was sick.
Can we stop talking about the box, please,
Man,
and
I've
move
never
on to
seen
the toy?
Mhm.
That's a whole
Box like
reason
that
we're
before.
here.
That would be cool.
And if you listen carefully in the background, you can hear that's either my brother or my sister when they were, let's see, 2010. My brother, it would have been my brother. Because my brother, no, it could have been either my brother or my sister. My brother was born in 02, my sister was born in 04. Yeah, so it could have been either of them, or both of them. But it's just really cool. I think during one of my videos, they do pop up in the background, and they're so young.
That my first Masterpiece toy. About $60. And
Can you
I
just
pretty much
get
just
him out of
gave
the
him up.
box?
I was like, no,
Nobody
somebody else
cares
will give
about
him.
your coupons.
But in fact, they did not. Apparently, Transformers around here isn't that popular.
Yeah, that became a thing later on. Transformers really became popular in my area. So much to the fact that my Walmart barely had any decent Transformers. Um, I had to drive like 20 minutes to get anything somewhat decent anymore. I mean, nowadays I have to drive 20 minutes just to get to a Walmart, but that's neither here nor there.
At least he wasn't. And so Walmart promptly said, well, we've got all these Masterpiece Skywarps, so what in the world are we going to do with them? So they put them on clearance, and I got them for about $30. Probably about half off. Half off what I would have paid for them.
So if that's true, what did I put on layaway? There was a lot of stuff. It might have been MPO1 that I put on layaway and had to cancel. Now that I'm remembering, but yeah, that was 2010. That was after the first movie came out. That was almost Dark of the Moon time. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. That might have been Dark of the Moon, 2010. Yeah.
But anyway, I'll get him out of this box, and then I will be back to talk to you about the toy itself.
Yeah, don't bother cutting anything. This was okay. Oh, I was supposed to cut, but I ended up talking too much to the camera while I was unboxing him, and I said things that I wanted to include. So rather than just cutting out these sections of dead air, I just left them in.
Massive. I mean, talk about awesome.
Also, you may notice there's a slight there's something wacky going on with my voice in terms of the way I'm pronouncing things. There's a hard T sometimes. I don't know why, but that's just something I still kind of do sometimes to like emphasize a point or to sound like I really know what I'm talking about. I think it was a Diancis carryover where I was trying to emulate his sort of speech. There are certain times when I'm behind the camera that you really notice it, especially in these older videos where I'm not as secure in who I am as a person, and I sort of emulate somebody else's speech. Or nowadays it's more like I'm just being silly, throwing on a little voice or whatever. But back then it was very much like, this is a popular YouTuber who's doing this, and I want to be popular too, so I'm going to copy them. It happened with Mascot as well, with Emgo. So, yeah.
Of course, he comes in.
Nobody cares.
Okay. One quick thing before I get onto the toy itself.
Nobody cares about
I have him in Munchkin form. No wonder he wouldn't fit. This actually comes in this clear plastic bubble wrap, so it would fit right in here. So there we go. Now,
Nobody cares. Move on to the toy.
onto the toy. Very, very nice toy. Uberly impressed. I mean, I love this guy.
It is a
I think
very
my sister was
beautiful
going
toy.
to break it. It did turn him white. Eat that glee. Anyway, my sister broke him. Broke his nose cone off. And I, when I got him out of the box, broke that.
Yes,
Which
that was
is
another
the piece
thing.
that holds this on this side.
It was.
So needless to say,
that is
that's
a very common fault in Masterpiece Skywarps is where the tail fin clips on. It does break. It's just very fragile plastic at the time. So, but I will admit that toy does look fantastic even now. I like it even more than the newer Starscream mold that they have, which I have in Thundercracker, but I prefer this version.
Arms can move out,
Okay.
up,
Why?
down.
Stop with the enunciation. Out. Up. Stop it. You're not cool.
Bend at the elbow. Rotate at like
He's also very slow.
the bicep right there.
Rotate at
Ro-
the
See
bicep.
that?
But it was an entirely
Kinda like
different
the-
era.
Aha!
See, there's the piano.
It's a little too bright actually.
And now we mess
Aha,
with
there we go.
the light for-
Okay. Can rotate here. Can move it up and around.
Why did I publish this?
Fingers,
This is not good.
Are like articulated like thusly.
I mean, it's my first review.
And his
It's gonna
thumb
be
is on a ball
terrible.
joint.
What?
So you can have him like live long and prosper, kind of thing. Anyway, that's it for his arm. Both of his arms are like that, by the way.
Yeah.
Both of it. Whoa, that was really weird. Anyway, both of his arms are like that. His head It's on a ball joint, so it can look up, down, all around, blah, blah,
It is.
blah, blah.
It's very nicely articulated.
Wings move out slightly. I think just for display purposes, he's like this. Knees onto his legs. He does have some slight
That's
hip.
the problem. The problem with this mold is everything from the waist down. He's got those hip skirts that don't really work very well, either as a robot or as a plane. They're just kibbled. They're just leftover plane bits. And his feet are those high-heeled, turbine, high-heel stiletto things that aren't very good for posing.
But not a whole lot. Not a lot to speak of, anyway.
Yeah.
Onto the legs. Legs can, I think.
You could use the hip skirts. They could pop back up like that because they're just on ball joints. But I kind of like the caped drape down to his legs. It's more. It makes his profile less deep, and it just makes it a little harder to pose.
Yep, they can rotate at the thigh. But mine's so stiff because I never do that. It actually turns his hip. Oops. These come off real easy. These little pieces here.
Yeah.
So there we go. Knee. His knee can bend up like that, but only that's as far as it goes because of his skirt. His skirt gets in the way of his leg, so his leg can only be posed that much. But if you have him on a stand, which isn't really, anyway.
We apologize. The scene that you just saw served no purpose to the plot and should have been edited out. We apologize. What am I even talking about?
That is his articulation covered. The toy itself is very large. I think I said about 10.5 inches on my last review. On the Soundwave that I'll put, Cybertron Soundwave that I'll put on up after this, it will say he's 13 inches, but he's not. I was mistaken.
Cybertron Soundwave? I don't remember doing Cybertron Soundwave back then. I still haven't done Cybertron Soundwave.
I was wrong. I'm correcting myself now.
It's okay. Nobody saw your Cybertron Soundwave review, and nobody saw this one either, so it doesn't matter.
Because I know I'm going to make that mistake, only because I did the review today that I did this guy.
Yes, you said. Continue.
He comes with his null ray cannons. Very G1-esque. I'll pop it off here so I can show you. Null ray cannon. Very nice. Oh, screaming children. Then he comes with these two.
By the way, do forgive the voice. I am suffering from a cold, so yeah, I'm getting over it. I'm actually feeling a lot better, but that's why my voice sounds kind of funny, and I got the sniffles.
Missile launcher thing.
Yes,
just a hunk of
he's a plane. They have missiles on them. It's not that big of a deal. Continue, please.
black plastic with really no point other than make the toy look awesome in jet mode. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the pieces that can possibly fall off, except for the thumbs and the fingers, which do on mine actually tend to fall off quite a lot.
Yeah, that's another thing I lost is after the nose cone breakage and after the side fin breakage, one of his thumbs, I was turning him into plane mode, so I had to get it back into a fist, and one of the thumbs went pew and was just disappeared. I never did find it.
Get him in some kind of fist mode here. But there we go. On the robot mode itself, there are these two hidden pods right here that flip open, and missile launchers are.
Yeah, I forgot about his boob rockets.
It's a hidden missile pod right there. Anyway, but yes, that was just something cool that it's in there. He does have two head molds.
My goodness, I can remember the chair that I'm sitting in based on the noises. But let's see what I'm talking about.
That being one.
Yes, the blurry face that no one can make out is one of the head sculpts.
Actually, I can show you in the box a lot easier.
Yes, you can. Well done.
Right down there. See right there? There's the one that I use. There's that one, which is the mine.
I mean, the view is no better. I think it was actually a little bit better on the toy, because you don't have the glare of the plastic around the box.
The Skywarp. And then that one is the Starscream, which has got like this kind of
Thank you for that dramatic reenactment.
Kind of like the Starscream smirk. That's what I call it. I call it the Starscream smirk, which looks like he's constipated to me.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Just, oh, shut up, younger me.
I don't know if anybody else thinks that way. I do.
So you said.
I may switch in and out through voices in my reviews just because I'm that way. I'm weird.
Yeah, and
I think.
And even 14 years on, I still do that. It's one of the things that I got out of in my reviews as I developed my own way of doing things. I began to realize that what my style was in videos. Like, I did this kind of Diansis way of recording for a long time, and then I got behind the camera and did sort of up to bottomist style, and was more methodical about everything. Was more, this is what this toy can do. This is a box, and this is size comparisons, and made everything all nice. But I was miserable doing it that way. And back here, I didn't even have this luscious beard. I was young, such a baby.
In my...
Whoops.
Can't think of the one now that I'm thinking of. It was in this guy. My first review, I was eating chicken wings while I did the review.
Yeah, why did you take the time to say that? Because nobody's ever going to see that video. It's not interesting. It's not cool.
Anyway, so this guy, back to...
Yeah, the banging on the desk is quite annoying, but that's just how I had to do it. There was no separate microphone. It was all just on the camera itself. So every time I'd hit the desk, it would transfer the movement through everything and just explode.
This guy. Very G1-esque. Very nice toy. That's the figure itself.
This review could have been like 5 minutes long, and I really wish it was, because I don't think I say anything of substance, like, after I'm done describing the articulation.
One thing they did do is here. This nose cone thing here, right below my pinky. Pointed out with an all right.
Yeah, black on black,
That-
great.
Right there, there's a little...
Stop with the hard T's! Oh my gosh! Every time he does that, I cringe inside.
hump. Oops, off the camera. Anyway, there's this little... I don't know what you call it. Like a hump, where his head will just fit through if you get it right.
Yeah, that was one thing that's kind of annoying about this toy, is you have to perfectly align his head to slide back into the fuselage.
Now, I think that's all I can say about robot mode. And I'm already in 10 minutes, so this will probably have to be a two-part, just because I'm going to discuss the toy, this, and I'm going to transform him, put him in jet mode.
Why did you have to think so hard about that? He's a seeker. It's a jet. I think what I was trying to do is get the F-22, or the F-15, I think it's an F-15, specific model, and I couldn't think of it. I think that's what that was.
And then I'm going to go over jet mode, and then I'll go over the stand and how to display him.
Stop slamming things on the desk. It makes it intolerable to watch.
Anyway, I will transform him and be back with part 2 of my Masterpiece Skywarp review. And I'm back. I have him in his fighter jet mode.
This is probably my favorite version of Skywarp. This specific Masterpiece jet is sublime. I think it is fantastic.
Very large figure. I like him a lot.
If you're a longtime subscriber, you may recognize this portion right here. I use it in every single one of my introductions, in my little musical intros.
Looking at the little screen here to see if he's still... I can't even fit him in this way. There we go.
Because I do that, and then I smash cut to more of the more modern reviews, because I think it's always good to look back at where you came from. Remember where you started from to look where you're going.
This does not do him justice, okay? This does not do him.
The fact that you filmed him on a potato? No, that doesn't do him justice. No.
Justice. Sure shot. Little
Oh. What? Why did I bring out a minicon?
orange minicon from Cyber Armada. Fits.
You know, the very well-known minicon that everyone has in their collection. Just a great size comparison.
Nicely on him. And that blows me away. Anyway, detail
Why?
on this toy. Very nice.
There you go. That's fine.
Very nice Decepticon
Right there.
logos on the side.
That was my dad, I think.
Very nice. Landing gear. He does have landing gear. I'm not going to bother getting it out because there's a million reviews on this guy.
Yeah, so why throw your hat in the ring? I mean, yes, this is my style of video, but if you're not going to be thorough in your review, don't review it at all.
Millions. I sat there before I bought this figure, and I think I watched every single one of them.
No, you didn't.
See if I really wanted to get him or not.
Hey.
It comes with a stand. Like I said, there are a million reviews out there. If you want to see the landing gear, do somebody else's.
Oh. That's not a great strategy. If you want to see a full review, go see somebody else's. Like, yeah.
Because I'm not going to bother with the landing.
I don't know why I wouldn't bother with the landing gear. It's just, you flip it out on the bottom of the legs and the bottom of the cockpit. I don't know why that was such a big deal.
I'm not going to bother with the landing gear just because
You've said, move on.
it's already 11:44. Not the time, it's about 12 minutes long in my video.
What? Huh?
I only want to make this a two-part. Anyway, his stand. Very nice. It says Skywalk right there. Little Decepticon logo there.
I do like the chrome Decepticon logo. I've always said that those are the best flight stands.
Kind of robotic tiles there. Comes with this clear hunk of plastic that he does slot into in vehicle mode and robot mode, incidentally.
But you're only going to show us him in jet mode attaching to it because...
If you want to see how exactly to do that, there's that. They come up.
You know, you're trying to film this, and I think it even looked better at the time on my monitor. I thought you could see some of this stuff. Yeah, it's 240p. That is the highest resolution available in this video. 240p.
On. Like that. And that was out of camera, wasn't it?
No, it was
Maybe
fine.
not. Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. Sweet. I was looking.
Why did you leave that whole exchange in? Like, just move on.
But yes, here he is in his awesome display mode.
That is honestly, like, if I wasn't worried about dust or somebody knocking him off, that is probably the way that I would have him just displayed, like, on a desk, if I had enough room. Have him in jet mode on my desk. Because I think it is legitimately that good.
If I was going to display him, this is how I display him. This is how I have displayed him in the past. Technically, I think they said you could even, you could have him so he's, like, flying over his name, Skywarp, which is just awesome. Anyway, yes, this is
It's a display option.
the toy itself is a very accurate. I'll get rid of this.
What are you comparing it to? You've never seen an F-22 or a F-15, excuse me.
Stand here. But there we go. He comes with this black plastic pilot. No, I'm not being racist. I'm just...
You talked about black plastic. It's not like you're being racist. It's like...
saying it's black and it's a hunk of useless plastic.
It's also a reference to a character, which you didn't realize at the time. I don't think. It was Dr. Archivell. And... yeah.
These tilt and swivel. So, swivel and tilt, which are like the little things that make him... you can tilt them up to... or tilt them down.
We're now describing how a plane works.
So he... Anyway, very detailed figure, as you would expect from a masterpiece. These move, mainly for the transformation.
Talking about the wing flaps.
But there's still, I mean, that's a bit of transformation they didn't have to do. But they
Yeah, they didn't have to have those move. You could just have them as one big block like you had on Generation 1.
did in this figure. I mean, it just blows my mind. No,
It didn't take much to blow my 16-year-old mind, did it? 17-year-old mind.
if I were to get Prime, I couldn't fit him in a 5-part. Just because I'd be like, and this and that, and this guy.
So I think I'm talking about the original Masterpiece Prime there. I don't exactly know.
It's just like, meh, to Prime. But he is a suitable, oh dear, he's chipping. That is one thing. There is die-cast metal, but it's very easy to chip. Like his landing gear here.
That's true.
In the
Hey, you're showing us the landing gear. You said you wouldn't.
cockpit is die-cast metal, but it breaks off really, really easily. And I think that'll be my review. Actually, it's 14 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's my review. 4 minutes into an 11-minute video. Oh, I dread to see what's next.
So I'll probably get this in one video. I would have to give him about, no, it's going to have to be at least a 2-part. I'd have to give him a 5 out of 5 or a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 only because.
So a 5 out of 5, but a 9 out of 10. Somebody want to help me make sense of that?
Because he's very easy to break.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know what I'm looking for here.
I know it's there because I read it on. Ah, yes. It has this big warning label on the front, right there. It says.
It's a warning label. Choking hazard. Small parts. Yeah, dingus.
Cool fifth. Choking hazard. Small parts, not for children under 3 years of age. So a 4-year-old could play with this. I don't think so. No. I'm sorry.
Well,
But yeah.
considering my sister was born in 04, so she would be 4, 5, 6 in 2010, and she broke it.
Yes. Oh, it's kind of nasty. Things I don't like about the figure.
Wrap it up here, Buttercup.
Things I don't like. I'm trying to think of.
Ah. So nothing.
The grade of plastic that they used for these. I mean, even if you put like die-cast metal in there, it'd be better.
Sure.
Because mine broke as soon as I got him out of the box, and as I was pulling him out of the box,
That could just be
getting his
because
fist
you're
off,
a
his
ham
thumb
fisted
popped
moron.
off. So
Again, I blame you, not the figure.
now my thumbs are really easy to pop off.
Skywarp's thumbs, not my thumbs.
What else can I say about the figure?
Just end the video.
Very G1-esque. This mold.
Very
saying more
G1-esque.
about
You've
my
said that
airplane
before.
ride?
Okay, I don't think there's going to be anything else of substance on this, and I don't want to drag you through another 5 minutes of this rambling nonsense. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this trip down memory lane. Hopefully everything was good audio-wise, because I really don't want to have to record this again. But until next time, this is Roctimus Prime saying I hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this. Take care, everyone.